My brother and I, we joined the Boys Brigade, and the killer in those days was diphtheria. We used to read a newspaper at night time, and in the headlines was in the emergency hospital, friends may visit, and he used to give the name of those who had got diphtheria, and they nearly always died. And one of our boys, Cecil Rayner, he was only 10, he died, and we, 6 of us, 8 to 10, carried his coffin. About a mile, my brother and I, to school, and we used to cross the Gregory Boulevard and across what they call the Nottingham Forest Recreation Ground. And every morning, as regular as clockwork, there used to be a Hispana Suiza giant motor car race along at 60 miles an hour, which in those days was quite a speed. And across the Gregory Boulevard is a mile long, but there was the busy Radford Road crossing. And the policeman, a sergeant, used to come out every morning and hold all the traffic up on Radford Road. So the car was driven by Sir Harold Bowden, who was the boss of the Raleigh motorcycle company. And the policeman sergeant came out and held all the traffic so Sir Harold could fly across at 60 miles an hour. And I've got a few notes here, so I'll have to keep referring to these. Oh, yes, now then. After the school year, during the school, my father, that's right, he came out of the army. He was fortunately unwounded, and he started a business of his own in 1923 called the Pico Packing Company. It was a wholesale and resale grocery business, and he did quite well. We used to supply shops and warehouses and schools. And in 1925, when I was 14, I left school, and before I joined my father's business, he sent me to a grocer for a bit of experience. The grocer's name was A.L. Grundy, Algy we used to call him. He had a very good business, wine and spirit merchant. He had poultry at the back, live poultry. Customers could go along and choose whichever bird they wanted, and it was killed. And we errand boys had to pluck it, get full of fleas. And he did a very good business. But one thing surprised me. I'd been there about a fortnight, and he got a good manager called Ernest Vickerstaff. And we were in the shop on a Tuesday morning, packing the shelves, when this Algy Grundy, he was dressed in a white coat with black buttons and a special white apron, suddenly sprang to attention and said to Ernest, "I'm going to my billet, Sergeant. You know the drill. 12 grenades fully charged, and don't forget the dispenser." And with that he turned on his heel and went right to the top of the 3-story place. Now I'd seen this room at the top. It was empty, excepting for a palliasse of feathers on the floor, and in the corner a whole heap of broken glass, broken bottles. And that's where he went. And the 12 grenades was a case of 12 bottles of whiskey, which Ernest carried to the top, and the dispenser was an empty 16-ounce bottle filled to pitlin. When Ernest came down, he said, "Well, we shan't see him again now for 3 days. He'll have his drinking bout out. It happens every month at the full moon." On the 4th morning, he's getting up. He said he'll want to do his jiu-jitsu when he comes down. Anyway, he came down looking like death warmed up. He looked at me, glowered at me. He said, "Who are you?" "Oh," I said, "I'm your new errand boy, Mr. Grundy." "Ah, a whippersnapper, eh?" "Oh, Grundy errand boys or whippersnappers," said Grundy. And he cleared his neck. He said, "Strangle me. Come on, boy, see what you're made of. Strangle me." I looked at Ernest. Well, I went towards him thinking it was the T-shirt I hated most at school. Put my thumbs on his Adam's apple. And the next minute I was on the floor. I felt my arms had been pulled out of the sockets. "Come on, boy, get up. Come on, see what you're made of." The Ernest stepped in. "Now, Mr. Grundy," he said, "Mrs. Farley will be in soon to pay her monthly bill, and you're not even shaved." "Ah, just so. And he looked in the mirror on the wall and put his tongue out at the bottom of a parrot's cage. Anyway, he had a shave, put his coat on and his apron, and came into the shop. But I saw to it, I was only there 9 months altogether, but I saw to it when the full moon was on, I was away from the or when he came down, I was away from the shop, excepting on one. Oh, I've overrun my story. The first day there, around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there was this breaking of glass, and Ernest, that's the first grenade gone. He thinks the enemy's in the corner, and he throws the empty bottle of whiskey at it. That's the grenade. Anyway, on the last time he did it, I was in the shop, and he came in with his duck on, and a sailor came through the door to buy a packet of cigarettes. And Grundy looked at this sailor up and down, and the sailor bought the cigarettes. Only a shilling in those days, shilling for 20 beautiful cigarettes. He only was just about to put one to his mouth, and Grundy said, "I'll give you 10 shillings if you can floor me." And the sailor looked at Ernest, and Ernest took 10 shillings out of the timber. So we went through into the warehouse at the back where all the stuff was kept. And Grundy said, "Right, try and put me on the floor." Well, at the first motion, it was quite obvious this sailor knew more about jiu-jitsu than Grundy had ever learned. He tied him up, you would never saw anything like it in your life. And he kept looking at Ernest and kept saying, "Go on, a bit further, until eventually he slammed poor Grundy on the floor and he couldn't move. Ernest took the 10 shilling to put it in Grundy's hand to give to the sailor, but couldn't even move his arm. So Ernest gave it. Oh, Grundy said, "Give it him, give it him." So Ernest gave the sailor 10 shillings. "Tar," said the tar. Lit his cigarette, blew a puff of smoke to the ceiling, and off he went out. Not knowing what a relief it was to all whippersnappers after that time, because Grundy never tried his jiu-jitsu again.